This is Chad Dukes from the internet's leading blog site, Fukerton.com, and heard locally here on WJFK in Washington, D.C. We're talking to a member of Arizona Combat Sports who is the ultimate fighter. Saw him on Spike TV. Now he's got a six-figure contract with the UFC. Ryan Darth Bader joins us on the show. Ryan, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up? Not much. I stayed a couple extra days in Vegas, and I got back yesterday night. So just enjoying it right now.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. First of all, congratulations. I watched the season finale, and you were fighting Vinny, who is just a jiu-jitsu expert and unbelievable and was tapping guys left and right, and you smashed that guy. And this was something that was a criticism of you going into this, that you were this phenomenal wrestler, but you had guys questioning your MMA ability. You proved everybody wrong. What was it like to win in that way with such a great knockout?
No, it was great. I had a little lackluster fight, and some people were calling it, pretty boring. And even, I thought I didn't show up to the fight with Elliot Marshall. So to come in and get that win in the finale like that is definitely much needed. So, I just really haven't had a chance to really get in there. I'm pretty, new to the sport as far as MMA and get in there and use my stand-up. I know I have it, and it's there every day in practice or whatnot. So it was one of the first fights I actually went in there, and felt good right there in the pocket, staying there, and then hit him with that overhand right, and then right then when I connected, I knew he was in trouble. Then I saw him fall and just pounced on him. But it felt great winning in that way, and I look forward to doing that again and again. And I had a lot of fun just going in there and standing with them.
What's it like? Because your team really just seemed to get along better the entire time, and it showed that way in the finals when Minotauro had 3 guys in the finals and Frank Mir only had 1. And then you had a guy that after your fight against Elliott, you mentioned, you have Frank Mir, who's a great fighter, and he's a former heavyweight champion, but he comes out and says that you're not a great MMA fighter, you're just a great wrestler. Well, from what I saw, your stand-up's pretty legit. When you hear a guy like that say that, do you get pissed off, or do you use that as motivation?
No, because, I've talked to Mir a couple times, and everything's fine. It's just that you really can't take in too much of account because the show can edit it however they want.
Right.
Like, he was saying that he was talking a lot of good things, and then the 10 seconds he said anything bad, that's what they're going to use. But he was frustrated, and I don't really hold anything against Mir or take it personally at all. So I just kind of let, comments are comments. People are going to have their opinion. So, I'm glad I just proved everybody wrong in the fight in the finale.
Ryan, what's going on in Arizona? We actually were doing a show out there for about a year at 101.5. We're doing a talk show, and we knew that MMA was big out there, but you guys are just cranking them out. You got yourself, you got CB Dalloway, Jamie Varner. It's unbelievable the talent that's coming out of your area. Is it just because that part of the country has really embraced the sport, or is it just your school that's doing things in a different way? I'm just curious as to what's going on out there.
Well, Arizona's definitely on the map, and it's mainly, Arizona Combat Sports. I mean, the guys you mentioned, CB, myself, Jamie Varner. We have Carlos Condit now.
Yeah.
I mean, we have tons of up-and-comer guys, and Aaron Sips, who just had a brutal knockout in the WC. A lot of us came from AHU wrestling. CB and Aaron. Aaron was a 2-time All-American. He was kind of like my mentor and coach when I was in college, and he's in that now. And then we have the, Steinbeis. Just so we have what makes us a great camp is that we're all friends to begin with, and we all look after each other, and we really rally behind. If somebody has a fight, there's no egos in the gym where, hey, I just won my fight, I'm not going to come back to the gym for a month. We're in there helping those guys prepare for that fight. So, we got CB Dalloway coming up next, and we're all helping him out right now, and in whatever we can. So we're just a close-knit group, and that kind of leads to a lot of our success.
How great is it, man? Because if you were good at amateur wrestling, and my brother actually did this, and after high school, there was really, you go into college and wrestle, but there's nothing else. Now that you got mixed martial arts, you've got this great outlet where if you're a great wrestler, you can use this and earn a wage with it. Clearly, that's what you're doing, and you got wrestling is picking up now in high schools, and there's actually now starting to be mixed martial arts clubs in high school now. I think that's a great thing because the sport is so dynamic. What's it like being a part of that? Because basically what you're doing is revolutionizing high school and collegiate sports.
Yeah, I mean, basically, like you were saying, I went to college. I got my school paid for with a scholarship, so that was awesome. But that's about as much as money as you're going to get out of it unless you go on to the Olympics. And, that is a really hard road. And by that time, I was pretty burned out. I've been wrestling since I was 8 years old, and I kind of reached the pinnacle of how good I was going to be. I felt like I wasn't getting any better. And so MMA is an avenue for, amateur wrestlers to go to make some money. That's our major league. So you're going to see a lot more wrestlers come into that. And from MMA, I think wrestling is really picking up just because people look at some of the fighters that have great wrestling are like, wrestling looks like one of the best bases to have, so they're going to enroll in their high school wrestling or as kids. So I think it really the sports are going to help each other out, and it's a great avenue. And I was sitting there, if I wanted to compete, I either had to keep wrestling or turn to MMA, and MMA was where the money was at too.
Mm-hmm.